Hello, everybody. Just a reminder that we are going live on October 11th and 12th at Vancouver's Biltmore Cabaret. And as we just announced, the final regular episode of Block Party will be at that live show, October 12th. You will not want to miss it. Weekend passes are available right now at bit.ly/top3weekend. That's 3 the digit. And also, individual show tickets go on sale in 2 days on 9/11 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you can't make the whole weekend and you want to see one of the shows or two of the shows at the Biltmore, you can get your individual show tickets at that link as well. We hope that we'll see you there. It'll be us, guys, not even a show. It's going to be a great time. October 11th and 12th at the Biltmore Cabaret. Don't miss it.
And hey, we're still doing Patreon episodes because a lot of you didn't read the entire message.
Yes,
so
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
See you in hell, Dan.
The internet is dead. Facebook is a graveyard. Twitter's now called something else. Can't remember what the details are. TikTok is a feed of ads. And Instagram is somehow worse than that. I guess we'll try out Blue Sky Threads. Cause the internet is dead. But as long as there's a block button somewhere to press, as long as there's that post that need be addressed, as long as there's some segues that haven't been said, we'll be dancing through all of the graves of the internet. It's a block party with Stefan and John.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Block Party. And I didn't do the proper intro because I don't even give a shit about this thing anymore. Hello,
Who
friends, idiots, and
cares?
friends who are
we don't
also
have to
idiots.
try anymore.
Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Block Party. This is episode number 303. I'm John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is a returning guest, a fan favorite guest here on the program. He is a very funny stand-up comedian. He is 1/3 of the podcast Evil Men and is the star of the great film Who's Your Father? Chris Locke is here. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're good. We're really good.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Awesome.
Hi. Hello.
Are we going to do the rest of the episode sounding like we're customer service reps? Hello. How can I help you today?
Hi, how are you? Sorry for the long wait. Thank you for your patience.
I haven't had to be on hold in a while. Now that I'm thinking about this.
I was when I was dealing with TELUS for.
TELUS, dude, that might be the last time I was on hold, which was like a year ago, and I was on hold for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was so long. I mean, the whole TELUS thing, it's still fucked, by the way. The only
Your
reason,
internet's still not working?
Well, the only reason my internet is fine now, because it's been fine when I'm like hosting the stream and doing the pod, is because I have a motherfucking long ass Ethernet cable going like down the hallway all the way to the. It's insane. It has to plug directly into the.
Oh, you're running a full cable.
I have
through
to
your house
because plugging it into the wall is the problem. Because I think there's a problem with like the Ethernet jack itself, and so which is not TELUS's fault, in fairness. But the first time I called them, they were like. And everyone loves just a podcaster complaining about.
Hey, you know what? No one wants to hear.
service.
I'll just come over there and fix it for you, Steph.
Yeah,
How about that?
Dan, that would be great. Honestly,
Yeah, I'll come
that would
take
be
a look.
wonderful.
Yeah.
But in any case, they were like, if you're having an internet problem, we'll send you over a new router. And then like 3 weeks passed, and I called them again. They're like, oh yeah, they didn't send it because it's not a type that we're actually allowed to send in the mail. And I was like, okay, that would have been nice to hear about. And then the lady on the phone was really nice, and she did like you do like a live call, and like she'll like.
Anyway, Chris, so what's going on with you, dude?
Yeah.
What's up, man? We haven't had you on the show in a while. How's your internet? Is your internet working, or what's going on here? That's what this show is about now. We're just a self-help internet show.
My internet works, but I had to fix something with WestJet the other day. And I was on hold for 2 hours, and they play the same song over and over again.
Yeah. WestJet's sort of the TELUS of Canadian Airlines.
Yeah,
I would say that's true.
Yeah.
Was it like a Muzak song?
Yeah,
that they were just playing.
God, now I can't remember it, but it was like drilled into my head for days.
It couldn't have been that good. Then.
Is it that classic one that's like?
It wasn't that good.
You know the one I'm talking about?
It
You guys know
was,
the old music I'm talking about?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm just joking. That'd be sick, right?
That
If it
would
was
be
the
actually
Beverly
good,
Hills.
I think.
I
If it was
know.
Axel F, yeah.
Then I'd be so happy to be on hold.
Of course. WestJet is interesting because don't they have the thing now where it's like not even, it's like below economy, and it's the one where you're not allowed to bring carry-ons.
Ultra basic.
Ultra basic, yeah.
Yeah, where they're just like you're a piece of human shit.
Because when you're booking flights,
we don't give a fuck about you or how you want to fly. Yeah, you
When
you literally don't get anything. You don't even get a carry-on bag.
don't get a carry-on, don't get to choose your seat. I was booking flights for LA and San Diego, and it was like, oh my God, these prices are actually like really good. And then you click through and it's like, oh, it's the ultra basic thing where you're just like, they're like hitting you the whole time. They're like beating you.
Yeah, you're allowed to bring one backpack and the flight attendant can slap you if they feel like it.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. Flying
Insane.
back from Scotland, I got one of those basic seats, and I sat beside the toilet, and people hold your head against the rim of the toilet as they piss right by your eye.
Okay, this actually sounds pretty good, to be honest.
I know. So it depends. Like, yeah, I jacked off 5 times on the trip, but whatever.
Yeah.
You never know which ultra basic seat you're gonna get. You're like, is it gonna be one that hits my fetish or not?
Yeah. One that sucks or one that's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys like,
I'm sorry if I'm
do you guys
low
like
energy
piss?
today.
Do you guys like urine
Who,
in like
me?
in like a sexual way? Because you're joking about it, but like sometimes jokes have a kernel of truth to them.
Colonel, now we're talking.
Poop?
No. I actually sincerely 100% don't like any bathroom antics in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't get, and no offense to anybody, but for me personally, I don't get how those two get betwixt. You know?
I think Shakespeare
I guess I
wrote
get
about
it.
that once.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, pee on thine own ass.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, that's in A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 3.
Oh my
Scene 2.
God.
A Midsummer Night's Piss.
Yeah.
I think
Stream, A Midsummer Night's Dream. How did we miss that?
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I think poop is funny.
Fuck.
Certainly, but I think
I feel like piss in the bedroom I can get. I'm not into it, but I feel like I can get there.
what do you
Yeah,
get?
you can get there, John.
How could you get
What
there?
the
How could you-
hell are you talking
it's
about?
coming out of the hole. It's like it's
So is
just,
poop.
Yeah, but I mean it's just like, you're already using the thing that pisses, so just whatever.
Don't call them that. Oh my
What
God.
Okay.
the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying
Okay.
I can see the leap to like piss is sexual. But poop is that feels
Poop
like
is
we're in
another.
we're in another world.
I guess I sort of get what you're saying because there's
it's not
the
for
whole.
me. I'm just saying.
But there's
that-
the whole pee is squirt pee debate, right? And so
Yes.
so there's a bit of crossover there, which I sort of understand.
I wonder if there's if there's a fetish out there for people who, okay, like, I'm not gonna go this gross. Forget it.
Come on, we have like 7 episodes left. You can go as gross as you want.
Well, do you think there's anyone that crosses over anal with poo and then their turn on is to push the outcoming poo back in with their erection?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I'm certain.
Yeah, I'm certain.
I'm
that's
sure that
part of
it
yeah.
has to be right. Like,
I am certain.
oh,
Having no
Well, you guys would
experience in this
know.
at all. I'm very.
You
certain.
guys would know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And especially John.
Okay, I mean,
And
no.
then while they're doing it, they say stuff like, "I'm helping you."
helping you what?
Get
Helping
the
you with
poo
what?
back in that you're dropping.
Do you want it
this
back
boo's
in
always
there?
falling out of my ass. Would you help me out with your dick? Can you
Hey,
just
let's get that
it?
back in there where it belongs.
Are you sick of poo always falling out of your ass? Let me fuck it back in.
Doing the Happy Gilmore? This is your home. Get back in the hole. This is your home. But
I
with
only
poop.
save talking this grass for a blocked party.
That's good. That's
We
what we
appreciate
need.
it, and it
Yeah.
seems like you kind
Yeah.
of like save it up, like it like builds up over time, right? And
Yeah,
this is like
this is
almost
probably
like
the
I'm
longest we've
constipated.
gone. Yeah, this is probably the
It's like I'm
longest.
constipated for months, and then when I do your podcast, you guys are my X-lax.
Stefan, hurry up! Start fucking Chris's ass.
I'm
and get it back
fucking
in.
Chris's ass to get all of the funny, gross stuff out of him. Oh, but we want to put it
Thank
back
you for
in.
helping me.
We want to
Yeah.
get it back in, so that actually doesn't work. As
Yeah, Chris, we haven't
There's
had you on
definitely a club dedicated to that in Germany or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no question. Yeah, it's been a
But
while.
I wanted to
since we had Chris
say-
on.
It's been 2 years since we've had Chris on. So
is
I feel like
that true? Really?
on a main episode.
On a main
yes.
episode. Okay, yeah.
So I mean,
Mm.
this has really been
Mm.
building up.
I remember having all of the evil men
Yeah.
on a bonus episode, and it was like
Yes.
the nastiest episode we ever recorded.
It was up there for sure. Well, I remember we were talking about, weren't we? We were talking about like Asian snacks, right? Wasn't that it?
Yes.
Japanese like snacks or whatever.
I
And
think
then we
so.
just
I just went off the rails. I think. Yeah.
went crazy off the
Which
rails.
is
In a
fine.
good way, though, right?
Yeah, in a good
Oh,
way. In a
of
good way. To
course.
be clear, yeah.
It's
Just
always a good way,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're in
Well,
it.
I
we're in a
was
good
gonna
place.
say I apologize for being low energy today because last night was actually fellow evil man podcaster James Hartnett's birthday, and he shares a birthday with friend of the pod Tom Henry. So they had a
Yes.
party last night.
Wow.
I believe I saw photos of that, and two good guys, James and Tom. And what did you guys? Were you out at a bar? What was the birthday festivity?
No, Tom has this great party balcony and
Oh.
kitchen
Ooh.
area, and so it's always like a fun party until you cannot party anymore type of environment.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
it's a
That's
good,
very nice.
good spot.
Yeah.
So you're a
So we
little
rode on the-
hungover.
A little hungover.
Yeah, but I'm also like trying to be responsible as a father. So I had to take my kids to school this morning. So I didn't drink as much, but I slept like maybe 4 hours.
Right.
Ooh.
So it's like
Right.
that too, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And what time is it over there? It's almost 3:00 over there. It's almost 2:30. So
Yeah.
you got a coffee going right
shit.
now. It looks like.
I got a green tea. Man, you know what? I gotta say, I was glad to get back from Scotland and have some Timmies. Is that bad?
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Really? Like
well, I
you
was in
missed
Scotland
him.
for a month.
Yeah.
They have bad
There's some
coffee
creature
and
comforts
donuts.
that
or-
Canada has that you don't think you like until you're gone for that long.
Yeah. But Scotland, I feel like would
Yeah.
have probably good coffee shops and stuff, right?
Scotland had great coffee, but it was like no drip coffee. It was
Yeah. They don't do drip coffee over there.
Oh.
Americanos and flat
Okay.
whites.
Oh, that's kind of like Australia. It was the same way, I think, where it was all like lattes but that's fine. That's what I do anyway. So it was okay. But you're a drip coffee guy.
Yeah. No, it was great. I don't know. Sometimes I like a dirty Tim's. Yeah, but not all the time.
I'm
So it was
I
specifically
don't
the
like
coffee you missed. It wasn't like
wasn't the
donuts,
donuts?
or anything. It was like you missed
And
the-
breakfast sandwiches. They
Okay.
don't do breakfast sandwiches right over there.
Oh,
I got this sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast roll.
yeah.
And what that is like a fully like a Kaiser type roll with a fried egg, a slice of like sliced cheese. But then the sausages are full on like round or long sausages.
Oh,
So as soon as
like
you
it
take
wasn't
a bite,
patty. It was like a banger.
I'll send you a pic. It's hilarious. It looks like a turtle with its head sticking out.
So they didn't
And as
like
soon
they
as
didn't cut the sausage in half or anything. They just put the full.
No, they didn't make it conducive to be in a sandwich at all.
That's crazy.
So every time you took a bite, cheese and egg went slipping all down your arm and up your sleeve of your t-shirt.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Ugh.
That
Yeah,
sounds-
so I missed like
Well, I was gonna
Yeah,
say I think
I
the
miss
Tim Hortons
sausage
breakfast
patties.
sandwiches they're not that bad. Like they're nasty, but for
They're
like a fast
great.
food breakfast
Yeah.
sandwich, they're fine. I prefer the A&W ones. I think those are pretty good. But the Tim
Ooh, I
Hortons
never had
ones
that
are like
one.
the A&W ones are like, I mean, it's A&W. The A&W ones are like legitimately good. I think as far as fast food breakfast goes, they're the best ones. They're better than like the Egg McMuffin, which I love. And John, I don't know if you agree with me on that. I forget if you have the same.
I don't eat.
You don't do breakfast sandwiches.
I
really,
can't
right?
anymore. I can't. I don't. Well, two reasons. I can't do the Tim's one because I got Norwalk from eating a Tim's breakfast sandwich.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's why I can't go to Booster Juice anymore.
Yeah, so that's not good for me. That's not good for me. And then with the McMuffins and stuff, it's like I have a smoothie for breakfast every day.
Yes, right.
So when your body is like, we wake up and we have like a light smoothie, and that's what your body is used to. If you wake up and you throw a McMuffin in there, my body's in like fight or flight mode. I love the taste of it. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Sausage McMuffin and a McDonald's hash brown, that's delicious.
But it's going to give you like insane diarrhea.
It just hurts. I just like, my body's just not used to that, like grease and that many calories and stuff like that early in the day. It's unhappy with me when I do that.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I haven't had diarrhea in so long. It's crazy. I'm like actually getting kind of worried about myself that I haven't had diarrhea in that long.
Wow.
Yeah.
What'd you change?
Basically nothing. It just sort of stopped happening. I still drink a lot of coffee. I guess you know what it is? I stopped drinking booze. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe?
I think, yeah.
Could be
Definitely
it,
after
yeah.
a night of drinking, it's sloppier.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say
Absolutely.
to, like when Dan was saying earlier, like, sorry, I had to do this because I had beef patties last night. And then you're saying that about breakfast sausages, John. Or breakfast sandwiches. I think it's funny when someone's like, oh man, I had to take the craziest diarrhea shit or something. And then you're like, okay. And then you're like, why? And they're like, I had this to eat. And then, but it's so specific to everybody. So you're like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I like eating that.
Oh, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from eating a McMuffin.
No. But it's funny how it's like, you say it like, but I'm saying you as in the royal you, like everybody does this.
Right.
They're like,
It's like, of course I had diarrhea.
Ate this yesterday.
I had this, and then it's like, well, that's what I'm saying. I eat that every day, you know.
I guess
Well, everyone
in a
has
way
their
it's
own
like-
recipe, you know?
Well, that's true.
yeah, everybody has their own stomach recipe.
I
And
guess
what's
it's kind of like telling people about your like a dream.
it is exactly.
It's kind of like that where people are just like, oh,
I would like to see
you fucked Sydney Sweeney in your dream last night. That's great, man. So like the same thing.
Tell
like,
me,
McMuffins give you diarrhea. All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had diarrhea next to Meghan Trainor
Diarrhea.
on our toilets. You know Meghan Trainor and her husband, who's the kid from Spy Kids. He's an adult now. But they
That's good to clarify.
they have two toilets. I don't know if I forget if they're beside each other or across from each other, but they have a bathroom with two toilets so they can poop next to each other. I think they both have IBS. I could be making that up, but they
No,
legitimately.
I think you're right. Someone saw that. Someone saw that online, and they thought it was like a joke. And then Meghan Trainor was like, "Yeah, no, that's what we love to shit."
Yeah, side by side toilets.
Yeah.
And it's the guy from Spy Kids. And I guess there's a picture. And one of the
They're
toilets looks
romantic.
insane. One of the toilets is one of those like rectangular toilets. I hate those. It looks awful.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
the guy from Spy Kids shits with his girlfriend?
With Meghan Trainor, yeah.
Meghan Trainor, the all about that bass, that bass, no treble.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Stefan's favorite song, Chris. That's
Yeah.
probably why you know.
Of course. Daryl Sabara. But and actually there's an update on this, which is that I think they sold the house with the side by side toilets, and their new house, the toilets will be knees to knees. So it'll be across. That's what they
That
said.
sounds made up.
No, it's in Entertainment Weekly.
That
That's
sounds like
fucked
something that like Chuck Berry would have in his house or something.
Well, there would be like cameras and stuff in there, I think, too. But.
Chuck Berry would have it in the cabin that he had across state line. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but
Meghan Trainor's infamous bathroom is somehow becoming even more intimate.
intimate is
It
not.
sounds
the
like an
word I
old
would-
weird rock and roller type of thing.
Well, Trainor explained that the original his and hers toilet system arose from existing infrastructure in her old house. When we first got there was like an old school bidet, and I was like, we're not going to use that. She said, I was like, I have an extra toilet. Let's just pop that one next to it. And my plumber laughed at me, and I said, what's so funny, my dude? Get up there, get it going.
I have an extra toilet.
Yeah,
Which,
we're
we got
moving
this
into a new
toilet
house,
around.
and it has a toilet facing this way and a bidet across from it. So I need to make this bidet a toilet. So it's going to be a little different. It's a tighter bathroom area, so we'll be close, knees to knees.
She made her like fetish. She explained it almost like it just happened happenstance. Like, I got an extra toilet.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just put it beside this toilet.
Her husband's like, I don't
Okay.
want to shit beside you. She's like, but we have the extra toilet.
Yeah.
What else do
I'm
you
genuinely getting rid of the bidet. You're not going to use it.
Yeah, I would use the bidet. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I've actually never used like a classic bidet.
Okay.
Like
Well,
a
because you have
fountain
to like
bidet.
waddle over to it, right? Like you
Yeah,
have to
I've
shit
never
and then
done
walk
that.
over to it.
I
do actually.
obviously, I have the tushy that like attaches to the toilet, but I've never used your sort of classic fountain. I might have to try that out sometime.
This does change things, by the way. The No musician later, I guess that's one of her songs, later clarified that she has some surprising rules in place for her bathroom domain. Oh, I don't like him pooping next to me, Trainor noted. I tell him that. I go, you know you're not supposed to do that, which means he has done that at least once.
Mhm.
We just pee. We're not shitting. You guys assumed poop, didn't you? Yes, we did, Megan. We absolutely did.
She's
yeah.
making it. See now.
I
This
mean, that's
kind of
the
goes
thing.
to what Chris was
So
saying.
now her boyfriend
putting
is
it on
sitting
him.
to pee beside her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So-
she's putting it on him, being like,
That'd
"Oh,
be
he's
so funny if
running in
she's
here
sitting
when
there
I'm shitting," to be like, "Oh, me too."
It would be better if she's sitting and peeing and he's standing and peeing with his left hand on her head, like a railing.
He's just like, just.
Have you ever
leaning
seen
here.
the fountain of a bidet being sprayed without being like the bidet's not in use? You're just spraying the fountain. It's beautiful.
No.
I drank
Ooh.
water out of a bidet in Mexico, which in
No, you
retrospect
didn't.
was-
No, you didn't. Don't say that, Dan. Are you
I've got
serious?
photos of it.
Why am I
Yeah.
hearing mariachi music while imagining this?
Let's see the picture, I guess. I mean,
I'll
Is this
text
from
it
like
to
when
you.
you went to Mexico like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm picturing you drinking out of a bidet like a dog, and it's like.
bring
I'm
the boys
really-
in here.
I'm really excited
love
to see
that.
this. God. And that was like,
Were you wearing a giant sombrero?
it's
No.
it's really good that like he's showing us all these pictures from Mexico, and the one where he's drinking out of a bidet like a dog is like okay to show. So like, what's the line for pictures that Dan won't show us? I don't know if I even want to know. But Dan, I'm very excited to see this. Are you gonna
Yeah.
hold it up to the camera here, or are you gonna upload
I
it?
don't know. I gotta find it. I got a lot of pictures in here.
I'm sure you do.
Oh boy.
It's funny because they have that old cliche like "Don't drink the water" in Mexico.
Right.
So someone said to Dan like, "Yeah, but the bidet water is good, senor."
Can you see that?
No,
You have
it's
to hold
not.
it closer to the camera.
Oh, it's gonna be out of focus. I'll just send it on Discord.
Okay.
Great.
Hell
Goodness.
yeah.
Thank goodness you're sending it to us. I don't know what I would do if I didn't get a chance to see it. Fuck me.
Oh, Dan, you're so cool.
That would be, Chris, I agree, a great prank for like a Mexican person to pull on a gringo. Just being
Which I
like,
guess is what
that's the
happened, right?
only good water. The only good water is what's in the bidet.
Did you get sick from it, Dan?
No.
Well, but Dan, I feel like is a
I've
bit of a
built
special
immunity
case.
over the last
Yeah.
like 20 years.
I was-
Nothing will get me sick. really.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably fine. When is Dan? When is the last time? Because I feel like you haven't sent me any pictures recently. When's the last time you had like really insane diarrhea?
About 10 minutes ago.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, I forgot.
All right. Here, let me see if I can pull this up on the screen.
Okay,
Oh,
here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm excited to see this. I'm looking
Oh,
forward to this.
for God's sakes. You know what? I think I've actually seen this before, which is
Have you?
worse. I feel like Dan showed us this once before.
Okay,
I probably did send it to you. Yeah.
cool. I'm excited to see it, Dan.
It's
I'm looking-
It's
it's exactly what you think. I'll tell
Yeah.
you. I'll say that. It's
Cool.
if you're picturing Dan drinking out of a bidet, then
Yeah.
that's what it
And
looks
I
like.
am. Yeah. Okay.
I just wanted
Were
to
you
try it
sober?
with my ass. I didn't want.
There it is.
Mm, is
Can't
the
really
water
see the
squirting
stream
up?
of water.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
a nice looking. It's a
it's
nice looking
there.
bidet, to be honest.
I mean, there's several photos. I'm pretty clearly drinking the water, but
Did you use it on your ass as well?
I think so. I don't remember. I don't think I did.
That's too bad.
I'm
So
not
you
a fan
drank-
of bidets in hotels because the toilet paper in hotels not so great.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh
Get
yeah.
my finger right
Yeah.
through there.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I have a travel bidet. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't leave home without it.
Of course. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
What? Chris, when you were in Edinburgh, do you stay at a hotel the whole time? I know they do like billet stuff, like where you can like stay in someone's house or whatever. What did you guys do?
we stayed in dorm rooms at Queen Margaret University, which is actually in Musselburgh, a 7-minute train ride outside of Edinburgh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And like the dorm rooms had miniature personal bathrooms that felt like I was on the space freighter from Alien or something. Like, it was really,
Really
tiny.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it
at
was
least you had your own bathroom,
super
I guess.
small.
Did you drink out of your
Mhm.
toilet like a dog?
No. I want to say yes and riff about it,
Sure,
but
sure. But this is
That's where you draw the line.
was-
You're like,
yeah. Yeah. No, it didn't look delicious to me, unfortunately.
yeah. Fair enough.
did the
You know?
festival like set you up with that, or you just this was like a thing that you knew that perform like was it all
Sean
performers that were living
Cullen
there?
found it. Sean Cullen looked it up, and then there was a lot of because we did our show together. It was like
Yeah.
a silly show, and there were a lot of like there was a guy dressed up like Willy Wonka who was walking around every day.
Okay.
Cool.
But he did not look like Willy Wonka.
So he's probably on
I got
Cameo.
a picture of
then.
him. Hmm?
He's probably on Cameo then.
He probably is on Cameo.
If he's
Yeah.
impersonating Willy Wonka and doesn't look like him, we found
Yeah.
a lot of those guys on
Yeah.
Cameo.
Good point.
Yeah, he's a really weird guy. I'll find him and then you tell me if you've seen him.
I remember we
'Cause
found those like was it Sexy Wonka? Was that what he went by?
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't it TikTok Wonka?
Yeah, but I feel like I really hated that guy.
Oh, he sucked. He was really bad. He was not.
I mean,
good at
I'm
all.
looking-
do you guys
up
know
here.
this guy? Right.
Oh,
Isn't that one of the guys from Top Gear?
Look at that guy.
that looks like what they would have done. Remember that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory like pop-up
Oh,
thing or whatever? Looks
yeah.
like that was the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I'm not even joking. That guy is on Cameo
Okay. Yeah.
as
that
Willy
makes sense.
Wonka.
That makes
I
a
will
lot of
send
sense.
the link right here, Chris, so
Please
you can
do.
see it's in the chat. But yeah, if you search
Okay.
Willy Wonka on Cameo, he is the first person that comes up. It's $120, but
Jesus Christ.
he has no reviews yet, so no one has actually.
I mean, Cameo's
know
kind
why.
of going the way of Blocked Party. You know, I don't know if they're shutting down fully, but
I don't
maybe
think they're going to shut.
they're going
down.
to a Patreon only model as well. I think.
And then yes, you're right, Stefan. It's just TikTok Willy Wonka. That's,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh my god.
he hasn't done a video since 2021.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
So
I
he's-
thought he was pretty big.
He's out. He's out.
He's out of the game. Oh
he's
my
out of the
God.
Cameo game.
Well,
yeah.
I guess his whole thing was that
But
he
here's
was
the
like
thing.
the Johnny Depp Wonka, right? So maybe
Yes, he was the
realized,
Johnny
like-
Depp Wonka.
Yeah.
Why would you think that you even looked like Willy Wonka when you very much don't?
That's
He
a
looks
lot.
like no iteration of Willy Wonka that's
Yeah.
been
Yeah, he's dressed
represented in.
like the Gene Wilder Wonka. I guess we should be clear for people who
Yeah.
are just listening to this. Dressed like the
Okay.
Gene Wilder Wonka, but a little heavier.
Sure.
And face not Wilder-esque. Was the hair real, Chris, or was it a wig?
It was real.
Okay.
Really?
he
Yeah,
had
because
that
I would
going
see
for
him getting his. I would see him getting his coffee in the morning when I was getting my coffee.
Well, not drip coffee though.
No, I guess he was getting an Americano and then adding some chocolate to it.
Like all this guy does, he's eating chocolate every fucking day. This guy puts it in his
But-
coffee.
Like Sean was really like mad at him because he would go out and smoke a bit of a cigar every night, like peacefully by himself. You know, after our show and we got back home, like so they'd usually be around like 1 a.m. or something. And then he'd be like, that fucking Willy Wonka guy came up and just keeps telling me about his life while I'm trying to enjoy my cigar under the moonlight. And then he's like, there's like in Edinburgh, as you probably saw, John, there's all these like magic and witchcraft and sorcery shops because
Yes.
Harry Potter's so popular there.
Right.
Mhm.
And so he was like, that fucking Willy Wonka guy would just stand outside of that store and wait for people to want to take a picture with him.
He knows it's like a different media property, right?
That's the thing. Like, what are you talking about?
He's like
is Willy
coasting
Wonka
off.
friends with Harry Potter?
Yeah, he's coasting off Harry Potter's success.
Willy Wonka and Hagrid went to school together. Actually, that's
gosh.
well known. It's well known lore
Yeah.
about those two universes. Was he doing a Willy Wonka show at Edinburgh? Like, do you even know that?
Yeah, I think so. And I think no one was going, and he was complaining to Sean about that.
Let me see, Willy.
But it's so crazy.
Wonka.
It's like any one of us being like,
Oh my god! No,
I'm gonna
way.
do a one-man whatever, Spider-Man or whatever.
I don't
It's
know
like,
if
why?
it's the same guy, but okay, it wasn't, because they did a Willy Wonka show at Edinburgh about the
No, it's this guy.
No.
I found the guy. It's
about
That
the
wasn't
disaster.
him. Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's this guy. It's a guy who goes by Andy Wonka, and he says he's Willy Wonka's son.
Oh no, that's worse.
I think it's this guy.
Oh boy,
A Willy Wonka parody
Oh,
and comedy magic
yeah.
show.
I see it. It's for sure this guy.
Oh, so that's why he's outside the
It's a
magic shop.
kids-
'cause
It's a
he's
children's
magician.
show. It's a children's show.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I guess
boy.
fair enough. He's got
Get
a
ready
website.
to experience the extraordinary as Willy Wonka's son Andy takes center stage in Edinburgh for the world premiere of the Pure Imagination comedy magic show. This parody, inspired by the beloved tale of the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory film, is a one-of-a-kind production and comedy magic show for children and families. It promises to enchant audiences of all ages with inspiring stories, dazzling magic, and a sprinkle of pure imagination.
He's like at the Magic Castle and stuff, and he was on America's Got Talent. So I think
Oh, so
he
he's
is
an
like
American
a talent. I think he's like a talented magician.
Got it.
It's
So
just
this
very
is the
He has
other
10
one.
10,000 followers.
to
on-
lean into the Willy Wonka angle is just very weird. I feel like, but
So
Yeah.
as a comedian, and all my life or whatever, I don't know, John, you can probably relate, but I'm already fuck you to people who make their whole entertainment career based on already famous IP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when people are like, I'm gonna do a one-man show, but it's gonna be like Spider-Man reads Lord of the Rings.
I would
Or you
love
know what I
to
mean?
see
Or
that actually, because he's probably because you have to imagine he's reading it upside down, right? He's hanging from the ceiling reading it upside down, and I don't know.
Yeah,
that
that's
might
the
hit.
main hook of the show.
That could be good.
How's Spider-Man gonna read this?
Do you guys remember
The main hook of the show is Spider-Man actually can't read.
Oh, that
He's,
could be good.
trying-
He's sort of
trying to learn
confronting
as
his
he's,
illiteracy. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys remember the
Yeah.
Spider-Man Broadway show? Was it called Turn Off the Dark?
Turn
Where,
off the lights.
Where,
turn
where
off
a bunch of the Spider-Men they didn't die, but
Died.
they went fucking
They
flying
fell
into
and
the
hurt
audience.
themselves.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any video of that. Let's see.
Didn't it end? It ended up running though, didn't it? Even though all these people got hurt, 'Cause I know
Well,
it got postponed and stuff. But then,
Oh, this is what you want to see when you search Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark Fall. You want the first result to be an 11-minute video called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark All Recorded Accidents.
11 minutes.
Dan, I'm sending this to you.
All
Why is
recorded.
it
all
called
recorded
Turn Off
accidents.
the Dark?
I don't think it ran for very long. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Wikipedia. Let's see. Is it still? Let's see. It incorporates Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
It lasted for. Oh, it didn't last for very long. It opened on. Oh, it set the record for the longest preview period because I guess they had to test out all the stunts and everything, right? But I think. Oh boy, yeah, it didn't. I can't see how long it actually lasted for. It was not very long. But let's watch some of these.
I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna hold right here, guys. I'm gonna hold right here. I'm really sorry. We're gonna fix one thing and be right back with you.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is in front of an audience? I thought all
yeah.
the accidents were in dress rehearsal.
No, because they did all the preview shows. Is it actually going to show the accidents? I need to see Spider-Man getting hurt.
Hey, what is this shit?
Who are you?
See if you can skip ahead to one of them. Oh wait, here we go. It's like impossible to tell what's happening. Oh. Is he gonna fall? Well, anyway. I wanted to see Spider-Man fall down, but I think he might just be stuck.
Yes, it seems like he's stuck there.
Yeah. God, this is...
People probably bought tickets to go to the show just to see him fall.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, why not? This is insane. And was it a musical as well?
It seems like it. This video
It was a
sucks,
musical.
Stefan.
Yeah, it's a musical.
The video is quite bad. I'm sorry.
This video sucks ass.
I was really hoping it would show a bunch of the Spider-Man getting hurt, but...
So, Chris, the Willy Wonka guy said on his Instagram that he was more popular than Harry Potter and that he was in over 30,000 photos. So did he just walk around Edinburgh taking photos and then counting how many photos he took with people? Or how do you arrive at that number? Very confusing.
He sort of
what's his
seems like
Willy
one of the
Wonka
Times
thing on
Square
Instagram?
guys, right? Where like they're like
Yeah.
charging you to take
Oh.
pictures with them. But it sounds like he's an accomplished magician as well. So I don't know. This is a very strange guy.
Wait, these are two guys, right? Two different guys?
No, I think I'm talking about the guy you met.
Because he said he wanted to make his own candy and stuff.
What?
Like,
There's
for
nothing
real.
about that, but here, I'll put it in the chat, Chris.
This might be a
is
different guy. Yeah.
This is the photo where it's definitely the guy you met. And he's talking about, I was in over 30,000 photos and I was featured on Sky News and on the Edinburgh Fringe website, as well as a Willy Wonka documentary. My shows went awesome. Everyone who came to see me perform loved the show. I sold close to 500 tickets, which is very good for your first year.
Oh my god.
His website is crazy. Oh, he's a Toastmaster as well.
Yep.
That
Gotcha.
explains a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you're right, Chris. There is a post here that says, I made chocolate. I had so much fun making chocolate at Chocolatarium. Thank you so much for having me.
That's what a kid says when they go to the bathroom.
Quick, put it back in.
I made chocolate.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of making chocolate, let's move on to our social media updates.
What a fucking good segue. Now let's move on. It's time to discuss what popped up in your feed. Who are you following? What did you see? Sports or politics, tweets and skis, hot takes on the TL or fast food freaks. It's our social media update.
Chris, we always like to start with the guest. What's going on your social media?
Same as always, just mostly promo.
Yeah.
In Edinburgh, I had to do promo like so much to try and get people out to our show, which sucked. So it was like me and Willy Wonka just grinding like every day online. I made chocolate.
Well, I did see, I remember at one point you were like making up reviews for your show. I saw that, but then you ended up getting reviewed. So it kind of like
I
paid
did
off.
one joke. Yeah, when I found out that people were paying for their publicity, I was like, what? And so I did one day, I parodied that by giving us a 5-star review saying, hey, we just dumped $5,000 into publicity and got a 5-star review. But then the next couple days we did get some 4-star and 5-star reviews. So I was like, oops, whatever. But yeah, so it was really nice that we actually did get some nice reviews without dumping all that dough into it. But I think that, there is a slight rip-off aspect to doing the Fringe. And I definitely think publicity is, that's pretty crazy. The amount of money I heard some people dump into it. So
Like when you say there's a rip-off aspect, like what do you mean?
well, it's so sink or swim. And, starving artists go out there to try and get noticed and break out and become, at least get their momentum for their career. And the
By taking 30,000
fees
pictures
are,
with people.
yeah. Somebody, hopefully after this Edinburgh Fringe, people will know the name Willy Wonka. How come no one cares about my Willy Wonka character? Yeah.
Well, he's Andy Wonka. He's not Willy Wonka. He's Andy Wonka. He's Wonka's son.
Oh, but he has
Yeah.
a chocolate bar that's. Oh no, it says Wonka. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's his dad's chocolate bar.
Then I'm gonna change my name to Spider Chris.
Willy Wonka's other son, who wanted to become Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're also Willy Wonka's son.
Yeah.
You and
Chris
Andy are
Wonka.
going on the road. I'm Spider Chris Wonka.
My friend Nick Flanagan has a funny joke. He goes, Johnny Depp, that guy's a real Wonka. I really love that joke.
Great joke. Yeah, it's a great joke.
Get
So
it?
anyway, yeah, you were saying that like in Edinburgh, you think like a lot of people go there, they think their careers are going to get made off of it, and then like nobody comes to their shows, and they spend all this money, and nothing happens.
Yeah, I guess it's fair play. Like everybody kind of does it. Like our shows were never sold out, or they were at best like half full, and but we had a decent room, so they were really fun shows, and the audiences were great. But apparently that's just how it goes, but I also think like it's kind of like Just for Laughs. Like you remember doing that and how you felt to be like a sort of smaller Canadian doing Just for Laughs.
Totally.
It feels the same way. Like the stars are going to come in and be the stars no matter what.
Right.
And then you're just kind of like spinning your wheels underneath the people who are already the stars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I guess like in Edinburgh, there are people who like come in and do like a full month in like 1,000-seat theaters or whatever that are like big
Yeah,
deals.
they've got big agencies and PR machines, but you know what? Here's the thing: like maybe they probably started grassroots like years ago and just kept at it. So I'm not one to say it's like a ripoff in the sense that it's a ripoff in the sense that the world is a ripoff right now. Like fees are just insane. Obviously, the city jacks its prices up in every which way possible, especially for like places to live. Because they know it's like money milking time, and I feel bad because it's like a festival for like.
Did someone say milking time?
Yeah. It's milking time. They have a long street called Cowgate that they used to carry like years ago. They would lead the Highland cattle up there to the grass market to like sell them. I would love to see a stream of warm, fresh cow milk like pouring down Cowgate. That'd be pretty cool.
They just collect it at the end in a bucket.
I did think you were going to say urine there because we had talked about urine being like a sexual thing earlier, and I thought you were going to do a callback and like reveal that you like urine, but only animal urine.
But here's the thing: would your audience know that I'm being a clever comedian doing a callback, or would they think I'm just broken and obsessed?
I think a bit of both.
I think
maybe.
that's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. No, this time I'm jacking off thinking about milk.
Yeah. Hey, look.
No, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying about Edinburgh?
Yeah. No, it makes sense for sure. I think for me too. Yeah, the comparison to Just for Laughs is really apt because I think like when you're a Canadian comic and you're just starting out and you're starting to do well, and then you think like, oh, maybe Just for Laughs will be like in my future, and you want it. And then you get it, and in your mind, it's going to be this like big thing. And then you get there, and like it's not that it's not fun to do because it is obviously like a really cool experience. But you get there and you're like, oh yeah, I'm literally a nobody. I'm a nothing. I don't even have, I don't have meetings. I don't have anything when I'm here.
It
But
seems
then-
like with the just for laughs, like Canada stuff, it just, from what my understanding is, because I mean, obviously, like John, you've done, like I know a lot of people who've done it and talked about it. It seems like something that just for laughs was just like, okay, I guess we have to do this.
Well, it's for the grants,
Yeah.
right? They put the Canadian artists on the festival to get the government
well,
grants.
and I understand. So like they do have to do it, but they don't act like it's anything above that. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like the
definitely
bare
not.
minimum of like, okay, we legally have to do this to get the grants, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as you get more established, then JFL can change. But like the first time you do it, for Chris and I anyway, back when we started, it was like you had to do a thing called the homegrown competition. So you go there. So you're not only not doing a big show, but you're competing. So then it sucks. Like if you don't win, you're left with like you're like, oh, it was fun, but I also didn't win. So that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like a tough, when you go the first time, you think it's going to like change your career. And then it's just like a fun weekend, but literally nothing changes for you.
Yeah, that's kind of what the Fringe is like. It's like once you get there, you realize, oh, it's totally up to me to create every single opportunity still.
Yeah.
You're not like backed by any big agency or, nobody's really pushing for you. I mean, luckily when I went, Sean had some connections from the past because he used to go out there in the early days. Like when he was in this comedy group called Corky and the Juice Pigs.
Yep.
They were really popular there. And so some of the older people remembered him and hooked us up with like a press showcase show, which really helped. So that was really nice. So we lucked out in that sense. But again, it was still a connection from the work that Sean put in years ago,
Right. Right.
And I met this guy, Rob Copland, whose show was so good. It was like insanely funny. And he was doing the Free Fringe, and he said, yeah, but even this is like my 6th year. Like it's 5 years of like eating shit to finally like get the hype that I wanted for this show, and he put so much work into it. Like it really was a standout show by his own merit. Like it was really good, but still,
Right.
yeah. And then Palazzo's girlfriend is like a celeb there as well, and this was her 10th year. So it's like you might start out grassroots and like eat shit and lose money. I think it's bigger for British like people in the UK.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? If you stick it out and like keep learning the ropes and pushing yourself for like 10 years or something, then it starts to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Stefan, you and we'll start next year.
Yeah.
What's
I'm so glad I just started doing it now. While I'm like young and full of energy.
Oh boy.
I just wanted to cross it off my bucket list, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, I'd love to do it once. Stefan, what's going on your social media?
Well, Dr. Disrespect is back posting.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I'll send. This is just a phrase. This is just a post that I think will stick in my head for a long time. He did recently post a picture of him playing chess versus a guy playing checkers. And
Yes,
talking about how he's like 5 moves ahead or whatever, and it's like everyone was making the joke that you're playing.
Everybody's 5. He's 5 moves ahead.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, all his replies forever are just going to be, "Whoa, are you like fucking a kid or whatever?"
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Dan,
How far
left.
ahead are you?
I was going to ask Dan to put this image up, but Dan has left to go. Wait, Dan,
Oh.
Dan.
What?
Oh, sorry, I sent you a post to put up
Where?
in the chat here.
No, you didn't? Oh, you
Yes.
did. Okay. Sorry. I'm an idiot.
No, it's okay. I was just
A
worried you were going
fucking
to
idiot.
smoke there.
No,
No,
I was just opening my door. It's a little warm in here.
Okay. But he did post. Well, look, he's completely insane. He posted, "Are people still streaming video games? What a snooze fest." If you scroll up, Dan, but the reply to it is what is stuck in my head. And obviously, he's just because he's got the blue check mark. He's clearly
So he's acting as though he's like above streaming now.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
what does he do? What's he gonna do? He doesn't.
I mean-
his life is not.
I would assume he will start streaming on Kick at some point.
Yeah,
which is like
he's going to end up
the
streaming
crypto
video games
pedophile
again.
website.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will. But obviously what he's doing is that he's got the blue check mark, and this is a form of income for him, because this is like the one way to make money on Twitter is to have the blue check mark and post stuff that people are interacting with and getting mad at. Like, that's the entire business model now. It's fucking insane. It sucks. It's part of the reason why we're stopping doing the main episodes of the show, but keeping the Patreon going, to be clear. Anyway, someone replied to him and said, "What are you doing, Doc?" And then this is just a phrase that is going to stick with me for a long time. "Relaxing in the Lambo with the windows down, back from La Vacation." It's one step above, I think, saying vacation.
Yeah,
but it's also still pretty bad. And then if you scroll down, all the replies are calling him a pedophile, which is really funny.
Yeah, 15-year-old in the passenger seat. That's the top reply is really good.
I mean, there are still, it's depressing because like the replies are either, they're all blue check replies because of course, but the replies are either people calling him a pedophile or saying he's on Jeffrey Epstein's island or whatever, or they're people who are like, "We love you, Doc. Like, come back. We miss you." Like, just awful, just so bad. If you want an example of like how bad Twitter has gotten, it's just this. And Dan has quote tweeted him and said, "Me too." Thank you, Dan. But yeah, just wanted, this is the weekly Dr. Disrespect update.
Back from
on
La
Block Party.
Vacation. La Vacation.
That really is going to be stuck with me for a while. It is quite funny.
Stefan, some people did speculate when we said we were ending the show that this is going to be where we
we do the grift.
This is where we're going to turn into being grifters.
Yeah.
And I think we probably should.
Yeah, we might have to, huh?
We haven't decided. We have a few ideas for what the new pod will be in 2025, but we hadn't talked about like the grifting part of it. So
no.
Hey,
So
I got the book, The Big Con. You guys can borrow it.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like
it's about
Chris,
those
I think
cons
you're
from like 100 years ago.
I think you guys are in an awesome spot with Evil Men to, if you ever wanted to turn to being a grifter, is you just like flip it and whoever is like ostensibly good, you just say they're evil, and that's how you guys could just turn into a grifting podcast immediately. Like right now you're saying like, "Oh, Hitler's evil and Sam Bankman-Fried is evil," or whatever.
Yeah, you start saying Bernie Sanders is evil. You know?
Exactly.
Oh, he owns 3 houses and he has a bunch of coats, Just going
But the grift, like, how do we make money off of that? Just by the
just more people will join your
donate?
Patreon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
More people will join your Patreon
the way
because you're
is to say that you're being suppressed and that your freedom of speech is being infringed upon. Et cetera. Just a bunch of stupid bullshit like that.
And Sandy Hook was like a bunch of actors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really good way.
Stuff like that. And then you want to start a Substack, I think, is my understanding. I think that would really help too.
Yeah, that can help.
Because that's where all the insane fascists are. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it. We can talk off air if you want, but
that'd be great. Because I am a big fan of the Alex Jones model, and he's doing fine now, right?
He's doing great, I think. Yeah,
doing really good.
Yeah.
Oh, no question.
Yeah,
John, what's going on in your social media?
Well, speaking of the Edinburgh Fringe, past guest and friend of the show, Justine Stafford, was over in Edinburgh at the Fringe Festival, and this is just this clip made me laugh so hard. It's such a brutal story. So this is on her own podcast called The Lovely Show. And, she's just kind of talking about being at Edinburgh, and she's single. So, her co-host asks her about, did you meet anybody in Edinburgh? Was there anything going on? And this story is so good. So go ahead, Dan.
Was there any romance on the Fringe?
Absolutely zero, but there was the most beautiful man I've ever set eyes on. I'm not like exaggerating here. Who was working around our venue. The lads are always saying to me, "Look, would you say something to him?" Say, "Go for it." I was like, in what universe is that fella and me in the same stratosphere? This lad was sculpted by the gods, and I was sculpted by a fucking potato. This lad doesn't. You could tell by looking at him. This lad takes care of his body. His body's a temple. I'm like, we're not compatible anyway.
No, your body's Temple Bar.
Yeah, pretty So I was like, this is never going to work out anyway. So
Mostly covered in tourist vomit.
I think that's an Irish joke. I don't get it, but
well, I waited till the last day, Kevin. So I walked over and I had a bottle in my hand. I was like, Grant, I'll ask him, can I take this out of the area? And then I'd be like, can I take you out as well? Anyway, no, I didn't, because I didn't even get that far. Because Kevin, I went up to him and I said, am I allowed to take this bottle out? And he was like, no, you shouldn't even have it in here. And I was like, oh, right. How's the day going anyway? And he goes, you needn't bother trying to chat me up. Yeah.
Whoa.
Cold-blooded.
Oh, yeah.
I would have bottled him. I would have fucking
Yeah,
bottled.
I'd like to see if that one ends up for me. We might have a date
You
together in
needn't
court,
bother.
but like
Do you think it toughened you up? Being
Edinburgh or being rejected by that?
Oh my god, that is brutal. Justine
you
is great.
needn't bother talking
That
to
is.
me.
It's so formal, right?
Yeah.
You needn't bother chatting me up. Oh my god.
Especially when it
I
was
think
like, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I feel bad for her, but at least in the beginning, like her instincts about him were right.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
true.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. This
Like,
guy's
she
never
kinda
going to
knew.
want me. Yeah.
Oh man.
I guess she
But
waited like a
He
month
never
and was
wanted her
drunk or
in a
whatever.
shitty way. He sucks.
Yeah. It's also just
Yeah.
like funny because I mean we don't know the whole context of the conversation. Like maybe she was, saying it in a very suggestive way, but to just like be like, "Hey, how's your day going?" and the guy immediately recognizing like you're hitting on me and I don't want you to and leave me alone. It's pretty
God, who would do that?
pretty great. Speaking of rejecting people, let's move on to our block tale.
What did you tweet? You brought receipts, Blocktail, woo! No longer can see the post, it's a Blocktail, woo! You probably deserved it, it's a Blocktail.
All right, Chris, the floor is yours.
Well, yeah, I haven't really gone on Twitter in a long time,
Same here.
mostly just to do promo.
Yep.
I know it's called X, but it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. We
It's-
never call it X
it's-
on this show.
It's the Sky Dome. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's GM Place.
I still
Yeah.
call it the Sky Dome for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But so I went on today just to like, because the algorithm's so fucked up there that it has, it doesn't matter who you are, what you like, it's just going to show you this like hunk of shit. Like it's like a random person just takes a shovel of shit and throws it at anybody.
Yeah, which you like.
Twitter
That's
sucks.
my understanding.
Twitter sucks so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I've really enjoyed not caring about it for at least a year now. But so I went on because every now and then, like, you never see your friends' tweets, you never see shit. You just see this. Anyways, I forgot about this guy because I hadn't seen him in years because I've been like mostly off. But I saw a TizzyEnt video. You know
I
that
don't even
guy
know what that
with
is.
the
TizzyEnt?
super groomed hair and the beard.
No.
And he
let me
just
check
like
this
shows
out.
like regular videos of drama happening and talks
Like
matter of factly about it.
TizzyEnt. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at him now.
You know
he
that
seems
guy?
like one of these guys who he just does like YouTube stuff where he's like, "Hey, this is what's happening on."
Oh, I know this
Yeah,
guy.
but he talks like that kid in like grade school who like the teacher comes back in the class and goes, "What happened here?" And he goes, "Well, so this guy said that." It's like, and just straight up tells the teacher the whole drama, and everyone's like, "Tizzy, what the fuck?" So he's like, his videos are kind of like that, and I find them so basic and so annoying that I was like, I'm gonna block him just for my own enjoyment. But I remember like a couple years ago, like me and James Hartnett and another friend would like make fun of his videos for being so basic, but he's always got this super groomed beard and super coiffed hair, and he's got like 1 million followers, and they like that he just shows like, how like there's a dramatic video every second on Twitter of like people getting into a fight in America or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he just imposes himself on those videos and goes, "This person says that. Now, I don't think that's right." You know? And you're like, "Shut the fuck up, nerd."
I've seen this guy because he's the type of guy that like our friends like Aaron Bertovo or Tom online will ironically share this guy's stuff in their Instagram stories, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It pisses me off so bad because it's exactly that.
Yeah,
or this guy has like seemingly good politics. I think if it's the guy that I'm pretty sure I've seen him before, and so he'll do like he has good politics, but he just it's the most annoying like clickbait.
That's the
and
thing.
way
He's like one of those guys
talking.
he's one of those guys that ruins the right thing.
Yes.
You know, like being like you're just like okay, but shut up. Like yeah. Me and James used to watch them ironically. Maybe we should watch one because they're kind of funny, but it's like I really enjoyed blocking him as a slight to like a basic dork that is like cheesy as fuck. You know what I mean?
To me, that's like the worst kind of like clout chasing too, is when just your videos are you're just like superimposing yourself over a video and then just recapping it or being like, whoa, this is crazy. And you're like,
there's a few guys on Twitch who like obviously there's like the super popular streamers who will like basically their whole thing is watching YouTube and scrolling Twitter and talking about politics and stuff, and they've made it, they're hugely successful. But there's like this subset of guys like that who will watch those guys. He'll watch their like Twitch VODs where they're watching YouTube videos, and he'll comment on what the person is saying about the YouTube videos or about Twitter. And it's like, man, like you got to do at least comment on the video itself. Like it's so insane.
Ugh. Yeah, that makes me feel like I don't know, man. Like what are those people like out when they go outside to buy a Gatorade from the gas station? You know what I mean? Like, do they even make it to the gas station?
They're not buying Gatorade, I don't think. They're Powerade guys, is my guess.
Yeah.
Here, Dan, I found one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I found one of like it looks like it's a fight video, or like it's in like a stadium or something.
Yeah, listen to the way he talks.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing. It's like 3.5 minutes, but it'll give us a sense of like what this guy's about. Because I don't think I've seen any of his videos before. Spelled Arkansas.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
A game. And as she was entering, she saw an interaction with police and a young man she described as.
Yeah, I watched this one. I gotta go. Someone's at my door, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't know whether or not he'd actually.
We'll watch the video.
Wrong, but she thought if that was my child, I would want someone to be there making sure that he was okay, perhaps even to record, which is her right to do so. And so she pulled out her phone to simply record the interaction.
Describing what we're about to see, I guess? Or
yes. Until this officer saw her recording. And it was a very, very...
Is he wearing mascara?
Looks
Not
like
like there's
yeah.
anything wrong with...
Keep it moving! Keep it moving! Keep it moving!
And he was a high school young football kid. I was recording as I felt needed to do.
Like again, the guy has like good politics, and it's good to draw people's attention and stuff to this, but it's like so obviously just like clout chasing. Like, watch me break this down, right? Like, and just we don't need him explaining it, right?
She's already explaining.
Exactly.
It. We don't need him to be like.
Just share the video, and it's him at the start of the video being like, "Hey, here's exactly what happens in the video you're about to see."
Totally.
That's
right,
probably good,
Dan,
unless he talks after it. But
no, it's fine. It just it's so stupid. It's just like she's literally saying in the video, "This is exactly what happened. This is, I think, why they did it." Blah blah blah. Very confusing.
Yeah, really, really good. That's a guy I didn't realize that was his name, first of all, so that's very funny. But yeah, like Aaron and Tom have been sharing that guy ironically on Instagram for like 4 years at this point. It'll be him and it'll be Cole Campbell back to back, and it's like too much for me to take.
Disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. We have a great listener block. This one is just a simple one. Sometimes these are the best ones. Very quick. This is from Jason. Hi, Stefan and John. As I'm sure you are aware, as a millennial who watched and enjoyed The Wire, it has been disconcerting to see David Simon's posts on Twitter. He writes with the diction of the Tommy Needy Drinky guy. Recently, he has been blowing up with some nihilistic bullshit on Palestine, so I decided to reply. I said, "Hi, David. Is it canon that McNulty can suck his own dick?" And I was blocked in less than 5 minutes. My best to you and Dan. Jason. So, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. Just a simple little, hey, did this character you created suck his own dick or what?
Nicely done.
Very
David,
nice.
David Simon's posts are...
I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know.
They are bad enough that it makes you like The Wire less.
Yeah,
I haven't seen The Wire or any of his posts, so maybe I should watch it before I...
The Wire's... I mean, you should watch The Wire.
I know The Wire is good.
The Wire is legitimately really good. But yeah, I would say don't read his posts first, because you're going to be like, how did this guy write The Wire?
Okay, I will. I'll look into that. If you want to send in, or I won't look into that. I mean, I'll look into watching The Wire without trying to engage with his. Maybe I'll just block him right now. I'll do a preemptive block.
Hey, there you go. And we can use it as a bonus episode on Patreon, which is still going, everyone. Just to be clear, if you want to listen to Blocked Party still until we come out with our new thing in mid 2025 or early 2025, the way to do it is to sign up for the Patreon.
Wow, good for you, Stefan.
Patreon.com/blocked party. Lots of good stuff in there. And we're going to be watching season 3 of And Just Like That. So,
oh, God. Okay. Yeah. If you want to send in a listener block, you can do so at blocked@blockparty.com, or you can donate to the show at patreon.com/blockparty. As Stefan said, yes, the show is ending, but it's just the regular show. The Patreon episodes will continue 3 episodes a month. That'll be the only place to hear me and Stefan chat. We'll be doing all of our fun bonus episodes. We still do mailbags and CanCon episodes and cameo episodes and all your faves. So yeah, if you're not donating now and you still want to hear us, patreon.com/blockparty, $5 a month. That'll get you in the door. And it'll also get you our entire back catalog. So if you've never donated before and you're like, what am I going to do for the next 6 months? Well, I have no Stefan and John talking at me. That's what you can do. You can sign up for the Patreon, and we'll get you through it. Don't worry.
Bonus episodes are a lot more positive outside of the cameo ones, which are still really fun. So
yeah, a lot of fun. So check it out. Patreon.com/blockparty. That's where it's all happening. Again, the live show's coming up October 11th and 12th. Us and guys and not even a show. Tickets are available bit.ly/top3 weekend. And again, individual show tickets if you couldn't afford a weekend pass or don't want to come for the whole weekend, or there's just one show you want to see. Individual show tickets on sale in 2 days on 9/11, 10 a.m. Pacific. So check it out. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Block Party Pod. You can follow us on Blue Sky. And if you want to see the video of this episode, it's just at Blocked Party on YouTube and Blue Sky, respectively. And if you like the show, please tell a friend. All right, we're here at the end of the show. That means that it is time for the top 3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Uno, 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 uno.
Mustard.
3.
Socks. 2. Girlfriends.
Uno, 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 uno.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Thanks. Yeah, sorry about ditching the last bit. These guys are here changing the countertop in my kitchen.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Top 3. Have you guys done top 3 white collar criminals?
I don't
definitely
think so.
not.
I thought you were going to say top 3 white guys for a second.
I mean,
which is kind of, I mean, it's the
I'm
same.
looking at him right now.
Yeah. Top 3 white collar criminals. We definitely haven't. And I feel like, Chris, with your Evil Men experience, you're probably going to have some great answers for us here. So
I'm pretty basic.
All right. Well, let's go with your number 3, Chris, please.
I think anyone who really jacks the price of pharmaceuticals.
Oh yeah,
is pretty cool. So I'll go Martin Shkreli.
Yeah, that's a great choice. That guy's a psycho.
Especially, I mean, let's be honest.
And by top, I mean most. Holy shit! You know,
most heinous, heinous.
Yeah,
yeah. We, I mean, I feel like the thing with him too, like buying the Wu-Tang album, just like really brought that whole thing into like a nice or a horrible.
I think he's
package.
pretty cool. I could hang out with him.
Yeah, I bet you could, Dan.
Yeah, he likes Wu-Tang.
Which is so funny. Dan, or sorry, not Dan. Stefan, what's your number 3?
I'm gonna go with the guy from Catch Me If You Can, Frank Abagnale.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wonderful movie. That's a very fun movie. And that's
He's
I
like
would
a
say
party.
Yeah, he seems like, I mean, I'm sure he's done some bad stuff, obviously, but like very, and apparently also like I think like the book was really exaggerated too.
Oh yeah, a
which is
lot
very
of the
funny.
shit's made up for sure.
So like he's like a scam artist on like multiple levels, which I really respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think technically counts as a white collar criminal. So I'm gonna go with Frank Abagnale, number 3.
Nice. I'm gonna go. My number 3. I'm gonna go with one of the OGs. Gonna go with Charles Ponzi.
Ooh, yeah.
They, so heinous. They named the whole scheme after him,
Yeah.
Charles Ponzi. So yeah, I feel like we covered him a little bit on the Jeopardy pod, and yeah, he just like he had his scheme. But then he also was like in and around like famous people at the time, and just very interesting fellow. That Charles.
Yeah,
Ponzi
we have a good Evil Men early episode about him.
Hell yeah, everybody should listen to it
if you want to check it out. Me?
It's you, number 2.
Number 2.
Because I'm just learning about him today, and I'm psyched because it's like so modern and fresh. I'm gonna go Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was
that guy stole a lot of money, and wasn't his whole thing that he's like, I'm a good guy. I'm doing this for good.
He had this thing that he said it was effective altruism.
Yeah.
Which means that it was basically a way for like Silicon Valley dudes to justify chasing mad wealth, is that they will pay it down in the future to charities that need it.
That's so funny. That
so at the height of like
that.
at the height of FTX, I think they were making like 80 billion or something, and he had donated like 25 million to charity, and they found out that was like 0.1 of like, you know what I mean? It was actually the lowest like whatever lowest donations for how much they were making. And he's like, yeah, but you don't understand, effective altruism is a long game.
I was gonna do it
it's
eventually.
Like people who need charity just need to chill for a bit. And then I'll hook them up, you know what I mean? So I like that.
That's a good number 2.
Yeah,
my number 2, I'm gonna go with none other than Martha Stewart herself.
Wow.
What a legend. Insider trading.
A big moment when she went to prison. I remember that.
It was. And she has bounced back in a big way because she is just beloved.
Oh yeah, her and Snoop Dogg, they're pals. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Oh yeah, I think I knew something about that. But yeah. She went to prison for, was it like a year? No, it was 5 months.
There you go.
In like a minimum security, like one of the, a white collar prison. So like one of the really like,
what helped her bounce back?
I think they call them.
Yeah. You know what totally helped her bounce back? The viral sharing of the pic of her when she was young. Remember that?
Yeah.
People were like, look how hot she was when she was young, and then boom, they forgot about the insider trading.
I mean, she's still looking good now.
Yeah, we love when people are hot.
Yeah.
When people are hot, it's fucking cool.
It's great. That's my number 2. John?
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No.
Okay, my number 2, I'm going to go with the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
Good movie. Seems like an insane person. I was just reading his Wikipedia briefly, some really funny stuff on there. Like apparently he wanted to be a dentist. And then apparently the dean of the dental school gave us welcoming speech on the first day, in which he said the golden age of dentistry is over. If you're here simply because you're looking to make a lot of money, you're in the wrong place. And Belfort quit dental school right then. Which is probably an apocryphal story, but still sounds funny to me. Also funny to imagine the golden age of dentistry, because I do still think of dentistry as a very wealthy job, particularly orthodontics. So yeah, kind of funny to imagine a time where they thought dentists made even more than they do already. And then also, after he got out of jail, he had a very successful career and still does as a motivational speaker, which is also very funny to live in a country that's like, oh, you defrauded a shit ton of people. We'd love to hear your story, and we'd love to give you money to hear your story. Actually, that would be inspiring for our business.
You've defrauded people out of that much money. You have got it.
Yes. Tell us your secret.
Yeah. Okay.
Chris, you're
My number one. I feel like I'm stealing all the best ones. But speaking of Ponzi, I'm going to go to his modern, the person who took the Ponzi scheme to the Icarus-like heights.
Yep.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah. The man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Doom. I just called him that. No one's ever called him that.
You guys know who I'm talking about.
That's good. Yeah.
Dr. Doom, Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, that guy went wild.
I was glued to that story when it came out. It was massive.
Yeah, totally.
Great choice. Yeah. My number one, a white collar criminal who sort of, you know what I'm gonna say, he did do a good thing. He did make a positive impact in the world, and he also made an impact on a freeway divider at 88 miles per hour. Aubrey McClendon, former owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know too much about him. I assume he was a big piece of shit because he made all his money in oil and gas. He was super rich. But he was indicted by a federal grand jury for violating antitrust laws. Well, he was the CEO of an energy company. And the next day he drove into a wall at 88 miles per hour and exploded. And I wanted to get him in there for JF because JF loves the Aubrey McClendon story because it is, I mean, it's a story that sort of, it's a very positive story. I think it does have a happy ending. But I'll say Aubrey McClendon for my number one.
Love it.
Well, like, I guess it's kind of like you live by example, right? You just go to the extreme no matter what.
Yeah.
You get busted, then you just die to the extreme.
Yeah. Just he drove his Chevy Tahoe into a wall at 88 miles per hour and melted basically.
So, and it wasn't an accident at all.
Oh no. No. Oh no. Definitely not. John?
Oops. That's awesome.
Okay. My number one, I will say, did not do white collar crime, but had a very white collar crime postscript, I guess you'd say. I learned about her on my Jeopardy podcast because there was a final Jeopardy about her, and she was the inspiration for the musical Chicago. It's this woman named Beulah Anand who basically murdered her mistress or mister, whatever you call it, and got off because she was hot. Everybody was like, oh, she's so hot. We can't convict her because she's too hot. And the story is very funny. Yeah. So she basically was having an affair on her husband. This guy comes over. She kills him. There's absolutely no doubt she does this. Basically, she lives in a house. He dies in the house. They're the only two in the house. Neighbors heard gunshots, etc. She changed her story 4 times on the witness stand. Her husband stood by her and hired one of the high-profile criminal lawyers of the time. Then when she gets off from the crime, she immediately divorces her husband, marries a new guy. And yeah, it just had all these it has all these white collar trappings of because apparently part of the reason she got off is that the only sentencing she could have received at the time was the death penalty. And so the jury was like, well, we can't hang her. She's too hot to hang. It was death penalty by hanging. Jesus. So they were very sympathetic. They're like, wow, she's too hot to hang.
Or ruin her hair.
That's a great metal song title. Too hot to hang.
Too hot to hang is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Too hot to hang. And so, yeah, she got off and then she died of tuberculosis 3 years later. But
everyone was dying of that back then.
Everybody dies of tuberculosis, but yeah, it's a really crazy, it's just a crazy story and you can see, we found old newspaper articles from the time and the headlines would be glamorous murderess in court today or whatever. And the articles would just be talking about how she was looked smoking hot in court. which is very cool. So that's my
It
number
sucks
one.
when like a hot babe starts coughing up blood. You're like, what the hell?
It's supposed to be inside the body,
Great top three.
Yeah.
Great
top
episode.
three. Great episode. Chris, thank you so much for being back on the show. We'll always love having you here. Before you go, anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, lots of stuff, if you don't mind. Of course,
Yeah,
Evil Men is always out every week, and we have a Patreon as well with like crazy bonuses where we just go nuts. We have a Discord as well. I brought my other personal podcast back about a month or so ago called Happy Good, where it's just like half-hour silly guided meditations by me with music by Drew Smith. And can you hear the guys?
No.
Yeah.
Changing
I can
my
hear them a little
countertop.
bit. Yeah.
It's loud. So sorry.
Well, that's
I'm
fine.
domesticated to the max. I think that might be it. I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Well,
for
people
now.
should
That's
watch your
cool.
movie, Who's Your Father? I
Yes.
watched it,
Yeah.
and it was fabulous. You're so great in it. It was very, very funny.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
if you,
I'm
if
really
you haven't
lucky I
seen
got
that,
to
check it out.
do it. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, where can people
Very
find that?
lucky. Like comedians in Canada don't get that often to really stretch out and make their own sort of like John Candy, Bill Murray type movie,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on Paramount Plus, but you can also just rent it wherever you rent movies. Yeah.
There you go.
Right. And people can find you where? What's your Instagram handle?
Oh yeah, at Chris Locke World, and at Chris Locke Fun. I don't know. Fuck, let me see. At Chris Locke Fun on Instagram, and I have a TikTok too.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, you are Chris Locke Fun on Instagram. I just checked. So there you go. Follow Chris on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Blocked Party Pod. We're on Blue Sky and YouTube at Block Party. You can donate to the show, patreon.com/Block Party, and tickets to the live show are available at bit.ly/Top3Weekend. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me, guys. Bye,
course.
everybody.